go years. Those are the years that you're moving, you're going. The next one is what we call our slow go years. And the last 10-year phase is our no-go year. So you got your go-go, your slow-go, and your no-go years.
Okay, sounds very straightforward. Let's start from the very beginning because that one sounds like there might be a little more fun going on in there.
Yeah.
The go-go years.
Yeah.
What's happening during the go-go years? What ages are we looking at here?
So these are really your first 10 years of retirement. So let's just say you retire at age 65, add 10 years to that, from 65 to 75. These are the years when you really think about all of your dreams that you had for retirement, whether that's traveling, whether that may be spending more times with your kids or your grandkids, or maybe it's a hobby that you've been putting off like golf or something else. And so this is the time that you're going to be active. And I would tell you, I would encourage our viewers, we don't want to put off those things that we really want to do. We had a client, they just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. Said David, and they were in their late 70s. They said, David, we've been planning this cruise. It's a European cruise. We're so excited about it. 2 days before the trip, walking down the stairs, slipped, broke his ankle. And he said, David, my wife would have had to be pushing me around in a wheelchair the entire time. So we canceled our big trip.
Aww.
And one of the things he said, David, I wish I would have taken your advice. I don't know why we didn't do this trip 10 years ago. Yeah. And so my encouragement is, if you're listening and you're about to retire, you're in retirement, you really want to think about if traveling is a goal of yours, if that's important, how much are we going to spend on travel, and make sure we've got that built into the budget and don't put it off.
Yeah, such great advice. Sometimes we have to hear stories like that before it really starts to resonate within ourselves. Okay, so that first phase takes us maybe into our mid-70s. What's the next one? I imagine things start to, like you say, slow down a little bit here.
These are look, we're still active, but we're slowing down. We're not spending to the same degree like we did when we were in our early 60s or mid-60s. We've probably got a lot of the traveling that we want to do out of the way. But I usually see this is a time where it may be that we're doing other hobbies, or we're volunteering, or really we're just spending a little bit more time with our kids and our grandkids. But like some of our clients say, David, I've been all over the world. I've been to every place possible. I don't want to leave my house. I am perfectly content being at home, being with my family, being in the garden, golfing. And so it's really those years where we slow down. We still have a great, enjoyable time, but it's just not as active as it was during those first 10 years of retirement.
Interesting to hear you say that, because I think about how in a marriage, sometimes we have different views of what we want to do. Some have maybe traveled their whole lives, and then they don't want to travel. So you've got that you're working with too with your clients.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, it's come together on that. And it may be that we've had some clients where he traveled for work. So he said, David, I was a million-mile status flyer, but my wife didn't really get to travel as much. So you know what he said my wife is doing? She's got trips planned with her girlfriends, and they're going to go have a great time, and I am perfectly content being at home, not having to travel. So right, I mean, we can be on different pages there, but it is important to really think about, what's our dream retirement? What do we really want our retirement to be? Because it can be a big shock. You've been working for 30 years just to stop working overnight. It could be a pretty big difference in lifestyle that we just got to be prepared for.
Those first two phases seem very exciting and fun. Yeah. At Nicholas Wealth Management, are you sitting down with your clients and mapping those dreams and goals out with them, or are they bringing them to you? What does that look like?
Yeah, well, a lot of times this really can be an open slate. And I think in our head we have some ideas of what we want our retirement to be. And for some of us, I think it is travel. But where I think we miss, and for a lot of those that sit down with us, is they miss actually how much it's going to cost. I mean, if you just look at, with fuel prices going up, just an airline ticket can be $1,000 to go somewhere that you want to go. God forbid we're going to Europe. It can be 3, 4, 5 times that amount. And so I think part of our job as planners at Nicholas Wealth Management, we sit down and really say, let's throw everything at it. Everything in the kitchen sink. Let's come up with a budget. That may be $10,000 a year for travel. Could be $5,000. Could be $30,000 a year from travel. But I think one of the most peace of mind things that we see, or the bit where we really see some relief, is when clients look, if I even spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year on travel, I still have X amount, or $1 million at age 90 that I can pass on to my kids or grandkids. So it's good to put it into the plan so you know what to expect, so you're not at retirement and then going on a trip but feeling bad the whole time of saying, oh no, the markets are down, I'm nervous about running out of money. We want you to spend confidently in retirement. And that comes from having a plan that already has prepared for travel the amount that we could spend.
Okay.